Jason Coombs with Brickhouse Recovery. Brickhouse Recovery is a faith-based outpatient treatment center up in the Boise market in Idaho. Not only do I work as a provider, but I'm a person in long-term recovery, so I have experienced multiple rounds of attempting recovery and healing. I've had 4 rounds in non-faith-based organizations as a patient, as a client, as well as sat across from literally 45, 50 therapists and counselors, and nothing worked for me until that faith component was included. And so my 5th and final, hopefully final, treatment experience was through a faith-based organization. So that's why I decided to open up Brickhouse, is because that's what worked for me, and I feel like God's got to be a part of that recovery process for it to work and for sustainable and long-lasting healing. Back in like the 2003, 2004 time frame, after a car accident, I was referred to a doctor here in Utah, and it turned out that that doctor started prescribing me large quantities of Oxycontin, and 5 months later, after being hooked and losing 65 pounds and becoming emaciated from the opiates, the DEA caught up with me, and the feds ended up serving me with 4 felonies, misdemeanor, because it turned out that I was a patient in Utah's largest Oxycontin drug ring. So not only was I hooked, now I'm facing all of the criminal charges for being a patient in, and I was charged with like distribution, obtaining false prescriptions, insurance fraud, everything that they could get me with. And so when that went down and the doctor got shut down, the supply ended, I went to the streets. And when you go to the streets and you're buying them off the streets, it's like $100 a pill. And then once I couldn't afford that, and it went to heroin, and of course all the street drugs and alcohol and everything became a part of that. But not only am I a person in long-term recovery from substance abuse, but also from sexual compulsivity, and compulsive overeating is a big part of my story too. So I have not only experienced the healing power in that one area, but in multiple areas, also recovering from anxiety and depression too. So it's the faith-based component is fundamental in healing, because I've lived it, I've experienced it, and without that faith component, nothing else worked. The difference between the old me and who I am today is there was a constant thought about self, about me. It was about survival. The old me was wrapped up in self-bondage. Today, I do my best to practice getting out of self and looking at how I can bless the lives of others. And ultimately, that is what creates and fosters healing, is turning back and helping the next one in line who is struggling and reaching out a hand. And so that wasn't me back then. It was all about me and my career and my finances and my pleasure. And now, more often than I used to, I think about, what does he need? Or what does she need? How can I bless their lives? Waking up in the morning and asking God to use me as an instrument, and asking him to help me to know who I need to serve each day, and having that part of a daily practice. No way would I have done that back in college or in my addiction. So how important is it to be God-centric? It's fundamentally important. It's vital. It's crucial. It's changed my life.